my life.
So I told Kira, because I was making baked potatoes in the oven, and the olive oil dripped down, and of course smokes a lot, and I was like, our theme song for today's video is I met her in a smoky room. Smell of wine and sweet perfume. Yeah, so we were cracking up over that.
I didn't get the beginning of that song until she said the crack of wine and sweet perfume. I was like, okay, now I know what song.
I thought you said you turned the volume off.
I said for
Anyway, as you can see, Kira's back.
Okay, volume is off, just not notifications.
So funny.
Besides, I can't copyright that.
KJ said all I heard was sweet perfume. You know what? I think it does cut off like the first few seconds, because I was kind of had something going on in the background, and I was like, I'll just rewatch this live and see what we talked about. And I was like, I think it cut off the first few minutes. Yeah. Anyway, I said, because I was making baked potatoes, and some of the olive oil dripped down onto, before I put a pan underneath it, because I wrapped them up in tinfoil, and it got a hole in it. And so, of course, olive oil smokes really bad. And so I said our theme song for today's video is I met her in a smoky room.
The crack of wine.
Smell of wine and sweet perfume.
I have not heard that song in a long time. Yeah.
So we were laughing over that.
Yes. The beginning part of our conversation before when she pushed play was, do you think, because I was asking her your question, and I never finished the question because she pushed play, and she goes, no, I don't think. I was like, welcome to my life.
Hi, Joe, our old neighbor. We miss you, man. I hope everything is going really well for you.
What happened?
It's just me and Kira here. Kim went back to Boise. Nothing if you weren't paying attention.
I didn't know we had an old neighbor that lived close by.
We did. That property right there.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Right next to us.
Hi.
We had a huge windstorm all night long. The entire area from Sandpoint all the way to Coeur d'Alene had big power outages. Lots of downed trees. KJ, now I have to listen to the song. Thanks for that. You're welcome.
I meant to ask, is that like a soft rock song?
Probably.
Okay. Oh, I don't remember it much.
So, we had a baby lamb this morning, and he is on the struggle bus. I think it's because we have a selenium deficiency on this land here, so we naturally don't have that mineral, and it is suggested to, of course now I know, so I did all the research, it's suggested to give the mothers a selenium shot 4 weeks before birth, and we just gave everybody shots, so the goats that are due and the next lamb that's due got a shot, so I hope it's enough. But he is eating, he just can't stand, and he's got the shakes. So we did give him a shot of selenium, and then there's also some liquid stuff that I've been giving him, but it may not be enough, and we will see. So
he does got a lot of fight in him. So.
He really does have a lot of fight in him. He is trying really hard.
And he's mouthy.
Chloe wants to be his mother. She's like, I volunteer for tribute. She is like, wants to mother him so bad.
She's like, I can't chase your kind, but I can mother you.
She does herd.
I thought she couldn't because of her elbow.
She herds. She knows how to herd.
Yeah.
I don't put her out there for long periods of time because of her elbow, but she knows how.
All right, Wonder Dog.
But when it comes to anything baby, she wants to mother it. So
You tried to steal the cat's babies. I didn't go over well.
Vicky, I did give him a shot. I gave him a selenium shot, and I'm hoping it takes 48 hours for that to take effect. So I'm hoping it works with him. The fact that he's eating, and if I brace him, he stands up. So he is trying, but then he tries to take off running like crazy. So, and then he just falls over and lands on his face and all of those things. So it's, but I like the fact that he is taking the bottle and he is eating. The big concern is they'll get pneumonia, and if they're not up walking around, that causes all kinds of issues. So, hi, Dawn. I'm glad you stopped by and said hi.
Oh, that says so. I thought that said so.
We are going to be getting better with videos, so definitely keep checking up on us, because winter is hard here on the homestead. But actually, we have news, because Kira's she's gonna go home for a shorter amount of time this winter.
Yeah, 2 months.
And come back after 2 months. Because she just has way too much downtime at her dad's house, and then it's real hard for her to get back into the swing of things.
It's hard to get back into the swing of things. It's hard to get out of like the so much sleeping I do.
She does a lot of sleeping.
Yeah, it's like
her dad was like, I have never met someone that sleeps as much. I'm like, you can't let her. You have to tell her she can't sleep that much.
Yeah, like I was gonna nap today, and it says no naps.
Like, no naps.
Oh, crap.
I'm a big old meanie. But we've got a lot of
nap, though.
We've got a lot of. So I have a question. You guys, do you guys like those? Like if I did I'm thinking of doing this video, but I don't know if it'll do well or not. But I'm thinking of doing here's everything we did last year, and then here's what we're planning for this year, and just doing it in one video. So it would probably be a little bit longer of a video. I'm thinking I'm going to try to squeeze it into 35 minutes, and then I was like, well, maybe I should do them separate, where it's one in-depth video of last summer, and then do a video of here's what we're planning for this summer, because we've got a lot of plans.
I think that's a good idea.
In
like
2 videos.
Yeah, like part 1, this is what we've accomplished so far. Part 2, this is what we're doing now. Or whatever. Yeah.
I'm really excited for this year. I'm excited because we got so much done last summer.
I just realized that was money.
And we're finishing up all of that stuff this year. And then also adding a couple of... You think the first plan is better? See, Vicky, I do too. Like, I feel like I would watch that. Like, what did you do? And then what's your plan going forth? All in one video. I think that's probably how I'm going to do it. Because I'm real excited about getting this stuff finished. I'm really excited about getting the barn set up so that working the animals is so much easier. This morning, let me tell you the story of Mr. Shakes a Lot. I haven't named him yet.
Too late, 30 seconds.
Shaky. Mr. Shaky.
I like Shakes a Lot, like Shakespeare.
So I went out there to milk and bottle feed the baby cow. And I looked out and I'm like, oh, we have another lamb. And, she was way out and the wind is blowing like crazy and it's a hot mess. So I milked. I got my morning chores done. I brought all the milking stuff back in and got my camera and went out there and checked on him, and he, yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Vicky. She said it makes sense because it sets people up to what additional things you're going to do. Yeah. And so I went out there and checked on him. I was like, oh, shoot. He's trying to stand, but he's not standing. And Mama was doing so good. This is her first baby, and she is not happy that I've taken him away. Like, I've realized goats, I think, could absolutely care less. Like, once they're out of sight, they're out of mind. They're like, nothing happened here. No, nothing to see here. She has been crying all day, which makes me really sad. But, so I wanted to get her into the barn because the wind, it was cold, and the wind was like, we really were having 65-mile-an-hour gust winds. And it was like, let's get into the barn to where this baby's out of the wind. Now, she had him all cleaned up. She had everything taken care of, so it probably been maybe 45 minutes to an hour when I saw him. Kelly said, I'm pretty sure we got up to 70 miles down here tonight. I would not doubt that, Kelly. It was for reals. I never sleep well when we have winds like that, and so I was on and off last night.
I was prepped and ready for her to get up and go, Kara, I was like, I'm up, let's go.
So I picked up the baby, and of course, when I walk out there, the whole freaking herd goes, and then Mama's all upset because all these goats are like, and they're like, where's our Fig Newtons? They're checking my pockets and trying to get food, and I'm like, I don't have anything, get away from me. And so then I scooped up the baby, and I got her to follow me in, and I set her down in the barn, and Pedro decides, and this really isn't his fault. I get, it's very exciting when there's a new addition to the herd and a baby's born, and all the critters get a real protective of what's going on. And so he's like, Mama Sheep's upset, and you're out here with your shenanigans, and there were no Fig Newtons, so I'm going to be a Bucky Buck. And he was rearing up and acting like he was going to headbutt me, and I'm sitting on the ground, like, with this baby, and, oh, Finn's down. Boo, Kelly. So I had to flip that bad boy on his back and pin him down while all the other chaos is happening. So I'm wrestling this buck. And I'm like, Kara, please come outside. Of course, I can't call her because, like, I'm trying to get all this done. I'm trying to get the mother to come in because now she's trying to run back to where she gave birth to her baby. And it's like, no, come back. And I'm having to fight this buck. Yes, goat wrestling was happening. And then he's like, when you pin them on their back, you have to hold them down for a bit of a time. And then, again, until they submit. And then you're good for like 6 months. They quit all those shenanigans and you don't have to do it again for a while. Oh, hi, Wills. It's been a long time since surgery, honey. You've been gone for a while.
Yeah.
So I finally get that done, and then I'm watching this baby, and I'm like, okay, it's probably been an hour. He needs to get food in him. He needs to get that colostrum, because if they don't get the colostrum, they'll just die. And so I'm like, shoot, all right, let's pull him around to the milking station. Now, this is Mama's first baby. She is fairly wild. She has not been handled a lot. Now, I've been giving them Fig Newtons, which apparently is their drug of choice. Everybody likes the Fig Newtons. The sheep, the goats, me and Kira, we like them. We're all like, yay, Fig Newtons. And so I bring them around. I go get the milking stuff, bring it back out with the machine, and then I go in and I get the mama, and she lets me put the face halter. I couldn't believe it. She let me put the face halter right on her. She's like coming to me. It's because I smell like her baby, probably. I walk her. I was not preparing for any of that. Got her up on the stanchion. She was like, ooh, snacks. Stuck her head right in there. Got it all shut up. Right, I love Fig Newtons, Vicky. We were like, I opened the bag. I said, this is a brand new open bag. We're going to eat this this morning. So I was like, I get the mama on the stanchion. She starts eating out of the bucket. I clean her up, throw the milking machine on her. She's never had any of this done. Girl acted like she's been milked for years. She was like, no big whoop. All this beautiful bright yellow colostrum came out, and then I was able to, and then Kira came out, and I was like, Kira, get me the tube feeding kit. Told her where it was, so she runs back in, gets it, comes back out, and we did the tube feeding video. And she filmed the tube feeding video, so we were able to get that done. And then we just super easily pulled Mama off. And at that point, I realized he needs to come inside. He was a little cold.
The blueberries aren't bad.
I don't think I've had the blueberry, any other kind other than the original.
I tried them all.
So we put Mama back out, brought him in, and then kind of started watching him and gave him this goat sheep drench that I have that helps with selenium and all your vitamins and such. And and then I called my friend Carrie. Actually, I texted her. I said, "Hey, call me when you get a chance."
Wills, you accidentally pushed the repeat button.
And then we were chatting, and she's like, "He needs a selenium shot. I have it. I'll come by and do it." And then we started talking about one of her goats. One of her goats just had twins, and she's not producing enough milk. And so she was like, "Can you teach me how to tube feed?" And I was like, "Yeah." And matter of fact, just did a short on it. So I'll get that finished posting that. I was editing it when she called me. And so then we ended up running over to her house, tube feeding that baby. And I said, if you want, I can take the mama to my house, teach her stanchion etiquette, get her milking with the machine, and then maybe it will bring up her production. And because she had babies last year, but they were stillborn. They weren't. She gave birth too early. And so it's a possibility that her body is like, yeah, just because you gave birth doesn't mean you produce milk, because she never produced milk last year. And I said she needs to be milked at least every 12 hours. That way,
her brain and body
starts picking up and starts going. So
this is also going to teach her to hold still, because she did say that the boy would latch on, but she would only hold still for like maybe 2 seconds.
Yeah, the baby wasn't super strong, and she was kind of pushing the baby off. But the reality of it is that with milking goats, you want them to be super friendly. So most people who have milking goats to milk them. And the lines are bred this way. They pull babies. And that's what I was saying with, like, Miss K could care less 15 minutes after I pulled those babies from her that she had babies. Like, she could care less. And it took us about 4 days of stanchion training, and she is like a pro now. She's fantastic. In fact, I could probably open the back gate and let her run to get on the stanchion and start eating. She's figured out that's where she gets the good snacks, and she could care less about the milking machine, and it all goes really well. She herself is still not producing very much milk, so I would have had to pull them anyway. Was responding to Vicky, not a fan of the raspberry fig Newtons either. So I made fig Newtons for a road trip from scratch one year, and nothing is better than the homemade ones. They're 100 times better than the regular ones. They were insane. But, so anyway, that is the critter shenanigans that happened today. So now we have, and the other thing that happened is we took we gave names for we're trying to figure out a theme for the year for all the babies to go off of a theme for the year that are born. So we're trying to decide either a theme or, okay, so like one year at my old farm, everybody had a drink name, whether alcoholic or non-alcoholic. Like we had Sprite and 7-Up were two kittens that we found, and we had a dog named Daiquiri, and like, so that was that. We've done Disney themes, and we've done like all kinds of different things. But so I'm trying to think. Yeah, homemade is always better. So we're trying to decide what we want to do. Do we want to do old-fashioned country music singers, which I'm kind of a fan of, or older country western movies?
I'm kind of leaning towards alcohol now, because I think it's going to be funny.
It's not going to be funny because I'm a recovering alcoholic, so we're not going to do that.
Well, it just got less funny.
Have to remind Kira.
Yeah. Well, I think about it in a way it's just like, I could get some and then take it home to Grandpa. Like, look, Grandpa, I brought you home some whiskey. It's a goat.
Yeah. So, where was I at? What was I saying?
Trying to think of
So,
movie
yeah.
ideas.
So, trying to think of names. How we're going to do it with the names. I really, really like this little baby girl goat out of Miss K. She is super sweet. She latches on really fast, and she drinks her milk really good. This bucket, I don't know why I've never done that before. It's fantastic. Once I got them, so I don't have to get up in the middle of the night. We can go run errands and such, and we don't have to be back to feed them. They're just self-feeding themselves. Put them out with a cow, and they all had a great time. You said she bucked around a little bit when you first. I had Kira take them out there. Mike, can you take them out there?
Yeah. I took them out there. I put them in there. She sniffed them. They sniffed her. Little white girl's like, "Peace, suckers, I don't care." Little boy's like, "What are you?"
Yeah, he's funny. He is very much a buck. Like, his behavior is very bucky. And he's big, and he's real physically pushy with his body. Which just cracks. I don't think I've ever had a boy be this bucky this young. They usually grow into it, but he'll have to be neutered quick. Right on time. No waiting on that one. But, and then Carrie was like, "Hey, if you're going to sell them, I may have a buyer for them." And I'm like, I don't know. I haven't really decided on that little female. Strawberry jam on them to give them a twist taste. It's so awesome. You've done that, Kira?
Yeah, I've had the blueberry, the raspberry, and some other flavored ones. I didn't like the banana flavored ones, but that one came out.
That just sounds really
It
weird.
was so
It just
wrong.
Sounds wrong. Yeah.
It was. So to fix it, I was at the school cafeteria and they give you those little jam packets during the breakfast thing. I put that and smeared it on it and tried it. I was like, "Oh my gosh, that was so much better."
Much better. What was it? It was strawberry.
Yeah.
Yeah, strawberry jam is amazing.
Yeah. I tried it with the grape one. Was not a fan of the grape.
I
Grape
did.
jam's not my favorite.
I did buy, I think, 50 strawberry plants, and I think what I bought was 25 of them are the June bearing, and then 25 of them are the ones that bear fruit all year long, all season. So those are the ones that you could just take and eat, and then the June ones, I think we're going to try to make some jam.
I'm looking forward to that.
Even though we're not supposed to be eating jam.
I love you and I will follow you to
think-
the ends of the earth, but don't touch my jam.
I think that I want to make it to just have, even like when the boys are here, because they'll eat peanut butter jelly sandwiches
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It's really nice.
And that homemade jam is a nice thing because then it's not artificial or anything. It's just nice honey strawberry jam.
I don't put honey in it.
I have a very weird relative.
People do that. I just don't.
Yeah.
It makes the cost of it really high because honey, unless you have your own hives,
I can't remember.
which I'm not going to do hives this year, but I think I'm going to prep this year to do hives next year.
Yeah.
I am concerned about the pollination this year because the bee guy only brings his bees every 5 years, and so he won't be back for 4 more years. Then he'll be back on the 5th year.
Because he was here last year because when we took
Right.
out a tree that was close to where we were setting up the tool shed, all the bees swarmed in that little tree.
Yeah, because it's the one that flowered the first. And it was kind of a bummer to take that one. I was really bummed that that one was in the way, because it did flower really good. And I don't know. I think we do have some others here on the property, but not anywhere close. But I did purchase an elderberry tree, bush, whatever it is. So I'll be planting that. Has really good medicinal values and makes a really good jam also.
her and Caitlin are gonna go out and venture and go find the wild one.
Well, Caitlin said she thought she found one, but it wasn't ripe. She sent me pictures. I looked it up. I'm like, I do think that that's an elderberry. And she said it's huge. And it's not too far from where we're at. Hi, Kelly. Kelly's back. She's back. So we'll go check it out next year. But I kind of decided I didn't want to battle the wild animals for things. I just was like, no, let's just plant one up here.
Yeah.
So I did pick up one of those, and I think my second grapevine that I did not plant last year, I think it's still doing well, and I think my hazelnut trees are still doing fine. So I think that pretty much fixes it for probably go get more raspberries from Kelly's mom. Oh, I'm so mad at myself. So all last year, I had those things potted, and I was bottom feeding them, and I was babying them, and they were doing great. And then I moved everything up out of sight, out of my walk into my car sight, and we got a bunch of rain, and I couldn't pull them out of the totes because of the rabbits, and so they got flooded. So they may have drowned. I don't think they're very happy. They don't like having super wet feet.
Like, they probably were okay with, like, taking a few
I already
steps.
have a grape one, Kelly. This one that I didn't plant was a green grape. So I already planted, I think, a Concord grape. That's what's on my big arbor. So I don't need any more of those. I'm not going to plant a bunch. Go ahead, sorry.
I think plants are like, they like to dip their toes in there. They don't like them sopping socks wet where it's stuck to their feet, and they're like, and this is my life now, I died.
These guys were in the deep end of the pool. Like, they don't know. We'll see. They may come back. I don't know. If they come back, that would be fantastic, and we could just get them planted. But
if they come back, you might need to go see an exorcist because, wow,
No.
they drink a lot of water.
they didn't drink them. They went dormant and then didn't need any of that.
That makes sense. Are you getting my tea?
Which one's your tea? Purple. I think for me, I think I'll get enough of the grape because I'm not going to make a bunch of grape juice, and I'm not really going to do much of that. I'm just kind of planting right now for picking and eating.
My little walk by picks.
I may do some, make some grape juice, but I don't think I'm going to try to make a bunch of that because it's not really something that I'm supposed to be having on the diet I'm supposed to be on. So it has to stay small amounts because I can't regulate myself. Carrie's blowing up my phone. I can't check any of it. So yeah, I probably won't. I think the grapes are going to just be for eating. And then the rabbits did get a hold of one of my apple trees, and of course it's the one that has the multi-different apples on it, but the other two are fine. So we'll see what's going on with that. And then I did buy, Kara and I are going to do an experiment. So I was reading online that if you square foot garden, you can plant 800 kernels of corn.
I just found out about this.
in a 10 by 20. You know, I told you earlier, you just don't remember. A 10 by 20 section, which is what this greenhouse carport is. And so I found it's a shorter corn, but it matures in 65 days. And so I'm like, we're going to, once we pull the plastic off of the chicken coop, we're going to reuse that plastic on the carport to make a little mini hothouse and plant the corn. So we're actually plant. Okay, here's where I have to decide. Because if I do like a Three Sisters type situation in there, where I plant some beans and I was actually thinking like watermelons or cantaloupes. It really wouldn't be a Three Sisters thing. But it would be warm enough so that maybe we would actually get some watermelon and cantaloupe this year.
Pretty sure that'd be called three cousins.
And then it could spread out away from the greenhouse, like underneath it, and go. But anyway, so if I do that, I can only plant, I think, 400. So it would be half the amount. But if I just want to try to plant as much corn in that small space and do an experiment on that, then they say 800. So I'm trying to decide which one I want to do.
I'm interested to see what we do with the corn.
Well, I mean, the animals will get a lot of it, and Victor will probably get a lot of it. And then the stalks, we can pull those down and dry them out, and people sell them here for like $5 a little bundle, which have like 5 for Halloween and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Now you remember the conversation? Kind of. So, thinking about doing that. But, one, I've never grown corn, so I think it would be fun. And two, I just want to see if that little thing was true, that you can grow that many in that small space.
Well, I'm curious to try it now, so. I'm kind of hoping.
And then by the time that 65 days is up and it's ready to harvest that, we should be ready. We should have all of the milling done for the actual greenhouse that's going to go in there.
We have a lot of new windows now.
We did. We went and Kelly found a bunch of windows for free. And this is really funny. So we drove over to Washington to get them, just right across the state line. And got to talking to the guy. He used to live over here by me, like literally right around the corner, and knew exactly where this was. And we were talking about Texas, and his son lives maybe an hour from where I used to live in Texas. I just thought that was really funny. He said his wife really wants to come back to Idaho, and I don't blame her because they just passed more taxes. I think a 9% tax rate hike for over there. It's like a ridiculous amount. I am so glad we are off grid at our cabin. It sounds like many of the cities around us still are out of power. And yeah, and are going to be for a bit. I need to post this generator that I got refurbished for sale. Oh, your dad had corn? Can you grab the seed packets? I think the corn is right under that other one, but grab both of them. Okay. Or it's right next to it. I think it's leaning up against the printer. Can you grab the other bag of seeds too? So I haven't looked through what I already have, but what I got was Early Sunglow Hybrid. What medium is here? You got to be more specific.
Well, it was better than the meat sticks.
And it looks like a ton is in here. So maybe maybe there is 800 little seeds in there. And then I got this medicinal herb, tea, herb, and flower seeds. And it has a whole bunch. It has 30 different things in it. And it came, okay, this was a little surprise. It comes with this tiny little packet of tools, which I thought was hysterical. So you have some little tiny nippers and a little hole punch. I don't know what that is. And then some tiny little tweezers. I was like, that's so dang cute. So this is, I think it's supposed to be a sweet, Early Sunglow Hybrid, an early sweet corn. It actually can be in sun or shade, or a sunshade cross. And I can't see because I don't have my glasses on. 65 days to maturity. So, and then I just got a whole bunch of different stuff in here. So I think I'm going to plant all of these. And a lot of it's just going to be sprinkling it in. I haven't even really looked through most of this. Now there's like rosemary that I'll buy plants, actual plants for. And these are not for you, Chloe's like, ooh, treats.
I like to look through them. Yay!
So Kira doesn't need any meat sticks. Her stomach does not like them. And then I have to deal with it being inside with her. So that would be hard no.
I didn't have a reaction to the blue lion.
Hard no.
Only the
Hi Mary.
yes.
I hope you're doing well, my friends. So I am really excited about doing gardening. We are going to be doing a ton of fencing too. We have to put up the electric fence, and we're going to attach it to the top of the fence that's already up. We're going to like attach the posts to the T-post because the buck has figured out he can jump over the fence and jump out. And now he wants in on the sweet treats that the girls get when they're being milked. And so he has been an absolute mess. And he jumps into where the pigs are and tries to steal their food too. Hi Danielle. And I'm just super annoyed by him and all of his shenanigans. He is like, oh, Kelly said she just checked and they don't have them.
Damn it!
So, lots of fencing in our future. So we're supposed to have a little bit of icky weather up until Monday. And then Monday, it's like, Monday and Tuesday, we get into the high 50s and the 60s. Like, it's going to warm up. So, the next couple of days, I'm going to make my first batch of hot processed soap, which means it can be available for sale right away. So, I'm going to be looking up some different recipes for a good start one. I think that I want to do, obviously, just a really plain one, and then I think I really want to do a turmeric one because it's supposed to be really good for your skin and that kind of stuff. So, and it turns like a pretty yellow color. So I think I might try to do those too. But I'm right at a gallon of milk so far out of the little goat, Miss K. But she's producing a quart of milk a day, and that's it right now, which is very small amount. Still haven't heard from scheduling. Oh, that's so frustrating. It's like they take forever. Her dad's surgery was like took forever to finally get. How's he doing?
He's doing pretty good. He's driving on his own now, so that didn't last long. The beginning of it, he was very sore and in a lot of pain. As long as you don't poke his ribs, he's fine.
None of us will do that. Kira is a terrible caregiver, apparently. KJ says that sounds normal, unfortunately. So, yeah, he said he told me he was doing much better. You hear the lungs on that baby? He's crying. Of course, every time we pull him out, he poops on us, so I don't really want to pull him out.
Yeah, I don't have to go do laundry because I still got blankets and other stuff to wash. I don't need to add to it.
What do you mean blankets? We just did blankets.
I did a small batch of blankets because you said not to do everything.
Kira's killing me with the laundry. I have never met somebody that does so much laundry. We do have a small problem. Her cat was peeing in her dad's house. And I think he's peeing in here too.
Yeah.
And because we haven't had that issue, the little yellow one. And so she's going to get them neutered next month.
As soon as I find the number.
So, I'll do it.
Okay.
It's an online thing. I do think we're going to stop over there because we got to find out about these girl kittens. But some of it depends on getting the surgery prior authorization done through insurance. Then depends on how busy the surgery center is too. Yeah, her dad's took forever because he was going through the VA.
Yeah.
And then every time it came up to right before surgery, the doctor that was working there quit and went somewhere else.
Or had to reschedule him.
Or had to reschedule him. That happened the first time. And then the second time he was up for surgery, the doctor went somewhere else. So then they had a new doctor come in. And then that one got canceled also. And then they said, well, we're just going to put you into the your local town and let you get your surgery done through that way. And then he was scheduled really fast.
Yeah.
And had it done really quick.
The only thing
That's how I get all my care. I don't really go to the VA.
Yeah, the only problem he has to deal with is going to get prescriptions and stuff. He has to go to his actual VA to go get his prescriptions because the place he goes for not physical therapy, some other place, he cannot get it from there. Which
That's
I find
odd. They
stupid.
send mine in the mail. They should mail him his.
Everybody kept telling him that he refuses to
Yeah.
listen.
Because
Man brain.
his VA is like an hour from him, so community care is generally faster once they get through the VA approval process. Yeah. Now I do have to say that the RA doctor that I'm seeing is much better at the VA than the community care one that took over this area. So, my first RA doctor, he was fantastic. That was in community care. And then the person that took over for him when he went to, because he's in Florida, but he would come up here a couple of times a month. And so I guess that stopped, and they got someone that wanted to be local. She was a mess.
She sucks.
Did not like her. And so I went into the VA, and I liked the lady at the VA. But I don't think the medication that they gave me was working, and I also think it was causing me to get fever blisters real bad. And so he's actually probably wants to eat.
He's trying to stand.
He is trying really hard to stand. Chloe's gonna go mother him for a little bit. So I've had really good community care. I like it a lot better. It's just a lot. As far as scheduling surgeries and such, it goes really well. Then if cardiac clearance is needed, that can take longer. Sorry, I live and breathe scheduling people for surgery. No, it's really nice to have a resident knowledgeable person when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah. Like, when I go back for hunting season, I'll be getting my tonsils removed.
Not if we switch you to here.
Alright.
So if we switch you to here, which is the plan, then that'll all be scheduled here.
True.
So, well,
There's a door over there.
your door's open. Kitty door's in. You guys, I can't even. This cat like gets on the window and she does this, and then she'll stop and look at you. Like, do you not see me scratching? No.
She's also the one that you kind of want to watch out at night because she will probably cut
She will
you.
shank you. She's the only cat that Chloe is afraid of. Hey, Mama Kitty. Chloe's like, duck and weave, duck and weave.
It's like, I'm a good dog. I swear to God.
It's like that one time that your kid fell on me and I had a reaction.
Which is even funnier because it wasn't even her kid.
That cat grabbed Chloe by the neck with her arms, bear hugged her, and bit her face. She was like, full on body slam, don't mess with the baby kitties. And ever since then, Chloe's like, we're cool, right?
I was like, oh, look, I have something over here to do.
So this week, the dogs are going to need to go in for their baths. Oh, the sheep get sheared on the 17th. So we're having a lady come in. So we've got to get our setup set up so that we have a chute that they can run into, so we can easily run them into that, have them standing and waiting, and it's just grab one and
Grab and
she
go.
shears it. And then we're going to have to set down I have some OSB, so we'll set the OSB down so that she's not on top of the hay and such. Because she'll probably be doing it in the barn. or we put the little face harnesses on them. Because what we're setting up will eventually be used for when we're milking too. We could just run everybody in there, shut them in there, and then pull one out at a time or two at a time. And if I put a head stall on the other side of my stanchion, because it's really wide, 2 goats could fit on that really easily, and then they can both eat.
Hi, upper sky.
Have their heads high, have their the snowblower work. Oh. And then I could easily get everybody cleaned up, milk 2, send them back in, put 2 more up. So that may be what we end up doing. We do not think Miss Delilah is pregnant. We think she's just fat. Carrie palpated her today because she's done a lot of that. I couldn't get past all the bulk. Bless her heart, poor girl. She is one, and I kind of got to remember in this when I did that little short of is she fat or is she pregnant? They had to keep her separated because she would overeat, so they couldn't free feed her. She had to be separated into another pen.
She is a glutton.
And she has eaten herself. Like, she looks like she has triplets in there.
Maybe quadruplets.
She's huge, which means we have to get weight off of her in order to get her pregnant, because she won't take. If they're too heavy, if they're too overweight, they actually will not get pregnant. So I was going to put her in with the cow, but I'm worried about her headbutting the cow because she is a dominant female. And the cow's getting ready to have free feed grain available to her because she's at that stage. And so between the cow and the babies that went in there, they can snack on the grain plus their milk. She can't really be in there. She would eat it all. So we have to set up a separate pen for her. She's making this really difficult. One thing we don't want to do, we really like having them free feed the hay because
you're not itchy.
You're not
have to deal with it.
Yeah.
You don't have to go check it.
You don't have to worry about it. You know that they have food no matter what. And I think this winter, which is the first winter that I've done free feed, was the best for them. I think they all did really well. And all of my girls look in really good health. Their weight is really good. And that's really hard to get good weight on milking goats. They have a really high metabolism and they lose weight really fast. And especially after they give birth, they will drop weight quick. So I'm actually feeding a senior horse feed, which has a boost of calories, so it gives extra calories. And Miss K's doing really well, I think. I feel like she's doing really well.
And she's coming back fine. Or bouncing back fine.
Yeah, and she doesn't look super skinny. So we would have to, sound like you said, Ma. If we just figure out how much everybody needs for the day and put that in there, and then they don't have any more hay after that's done, then we would have to have jumpers that were long sleeve that we could pull over our clothes, maybe like paint suits, to where we're not getting hay on our skin because it gets really itchy.
It does. I hate it.
And we hate it. Yeah, we both hate it.
We get rashy.
Yeah, so it does it to both of us. It's not fun. So the free feeding was really nice. And then we give them their little treats throughout in the middle of the afternoon. And that all works really, really well. But because she wants to eat the entire bale of hay by herself, 1,200 pounds of hay all by herself, yeah, we're going to have to. And I now remember that's the reason why they sold her, because it's too difficult when you have a large herd and you want a free feed. And that was, now that I'm talking about it, that was the reason why. Because she's fantastic. Like, She has such a sweet personality, and she's an easy milker. And she's
Hilarious when you
great-
around her horns and her lip goes.
Yeah,
Whoop.
great mama. She is not a problem. She does not try to escape. None of those things. She's fantastic.
She only tries to escape if she's hungry or bored.
But she never has
Yeah.
ever tried to escape.
Yeah, she
has
doesn't.
stayed
She
in.
doesn't ignite it. She's like, oh, everybody else is gone. Okay. you
I
can
don't think she's ever gotten out. Oh, that's an airplane. I thought there was a cat growling. I don't remember her ever getting out. We took them out, put them in a fenced area away from the barn, and they all freaked out because apparently that was another planet. And then one of them jumped the electric fence, knocked it down, and then they all jumped the fence and ran back to the barn. That's the only thing I remember.
Yeah,
for
that one
her
was
being
Curtis's fault.
her being a part of. So I would be bummed if we had to let her go, but that is a reason to let her go. Of her being overweight and too chubby.
Yeah. Ooh. I wonder if we could ask the people that we helped catch their missing buck if they could take her for a few big weeks.
No. She would just have to have a separate pen, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that because I really, really liked being able to. Now she went into winter really fat, so like if I get my grazing area set up and the grass is growing, then I wouldn't be feeding hay. They would just be eating what they're eating off the ground, and that would be okay. And it would be okay to still free feed through the winter because she would get pregnant and then she would be feeding babies and all of that stuff. But she was overweight when we came into winter.
Yeah, before
and
I left.
And she's just gotten bigger.
Yeah.
Poor thing. Poor girl.
I just thought, imagine something funny.
What?
Just imagine putting her on a treadmill. She'd glare at you nonstop.
She'd be matched. Her and Chloe both. Me, her, and Chloe. All three of us would do the same thing. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm going to have to really think about that. But we are setting up fences, and I really could swap her out into a different area. I could make that happen. But we're going to re-fence that whole big area this summer and cross-fence it. So I want a taller fence on the outside because I have learned
Pedro's a jerk.
that I cannot do electric fence anywhere in the wintertime. We do not get enough sun, and so it's just not a feasible idea. So it's got to be tall fence, and that way. And if we get 4 feet of snow, they're not going to want to go out anyway. They're going to want to stay in the barn. So that would be fine.
Just imagine your goats looking like the ducks Mama Tony got one year. You open the door and they're like, yeah, walked out and the rest of the chickens took their hell and nope, we're good.
It's like, nope, we're out of here. The turkeys are an absolute problem. The boy turkeys, the girl turkeys are fine. They're laying. The chickens are laying. They love the little nesting box that we got. They're using it. They took all the hay out. There's no more hay in it. And I don't know where it went because it's not really laying around on the ground. Like, I don't know what they did with it. They must have eaten it. But, yeah, so they're doing really well. I'm excited for finishing the chicken coop and getting the run, some toys and stuff going on in the run and such.
He has a great chicken that judges you. Like you walk in there and she just looks at you and you're just like, what did I do? She just judges. She's like,
Ricardo has started jumping up on because I put the feed barrel in the corner. So when I leave, he jumps up on that feed barrel and poofs up at me and is like, I'm like, buddy, you need to settle down.
I accidentally named his turkey Ronaldo.
Oh,
Because me and Jasper were out there getting doing grain and stuff, and the turkey goes, blah, blah. I was like, shut up, Ronaldo. I was like, apparently we needed another Mexican bird. So his name is now Ronaldo.
He does want to get those processed, so
They're going to taste amazing.
we'll be processing those pretty soon. But the problem is, I now have 5 wild turkeys that have decided to take up residence. And they are on a clock. They have an internal clock that lets them know it's 2:30 and that grain is going to be happening. And I throw grain to get them away from me because otherwise they're underfoot and they're trying to steal everybody else's food. And so you kind of got to put something down.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that, and they want the girls. So that's a problem. They want to breed them, but the girls are doing great inside the chicken coop. They're not a problem at all with the little chickens.
I think the worst part about the wild turkeys is you can't do anything with them because if you catch them, you can't eat them. They taste terrible.
Yeah. Now, they've been getting grain, so they may not taste terrible.
Now,
But these are young toms. They're not, and they're just like tall and gangly. And oh, listen to that. Can you guys hear him crying? The baby, he's ready to eat. He is eating, which is really good news.
yeah.
And he is trying to stand up. So, but if he's not standing up by tomorrow, then it really is going to be a problem. You are just a big boy. So
Now I'm kind of having high hopes for those turkeys. She's right. They haven't been fed some grain, so I was like,
that's kind of the issue if they're not getting. That's the difference between domesticated birds and the wild birds.
yeah. I like the domesticated ones because they got more meat on them.
Yeah, because they get grain
Yeah.
usually.
The wild ones have a weird taste, covered in fleas and ticks. Not much to say for them. The only good, fun thing about them is their beards, their claws, and their fans. Other than that, no, nothing great about them.
So I'm hoping they
depending on
don't
who you
stick
are.
around, and I don't know how to make them not stick around legally. Like, I don't know how to do that legally.
You can see how long they stick around and shoot them with a paintball gun.
That doesn't affect them because their feathers stop it from hurting.
You're a good aim, so aim for the head.
The paintball gun has worked really well on the goats.
Or the butt.
And so the only one that gets out now is Pedro. And then he sees you coming and he runs and gets back in.
Unless he's in the pig pen, then he doesn't see you coming because the pigs are in the
And
way.
Jasper got to go out and man the paintball gun to protect the pig's feed. And he was like, that was so much fun.
I'm hoping he gets old enough before I get boring, so we and him could go paintballing together.
Yeah. Nobody likes getting hit by those, though. They hurt. Did
why
you
you
see
wear-
the goats?
That's why you wear armor. But I really want to go paintballing before I turn boring.
I went once, and it was really funny because I was dating this guy, and he's like, we're going to all go paintballing. And I was like, oh, I'll go. And Danielle said, get one turkey tag for the springtime. It's for tom turkeys only. If you start shooting, maybe they will go away. Oh, yeah, okay. I could go do that. So we went paintballing, and all the guys on the regular team were like, we don't want the girl. Like, we don't want the girl. And the guy was dating, he knew that I had been in the military and I knew how to shoot.
He's like,
And he's
"She's on
like,
my team."
he's like, fine, I brought her. She'll be on my team. And him and I wiped the floor with everybody. It was so much. They were like, wait a minute. I thought you'd never played this before. And I was like, well, I haven't. I've played with real guns in the army. And they were like, oh, that's not fair. I'm like, well, that's what you get for not picking the girl, because girls usually shoot better than men.
Yeah, I want to re-get back into my archery and
That's what you and your dad are doing this year is archery, right?
we're gonna try crossbow hunting. So he does have one, so I'm looking forward to trying it. I'd like to get one, like one of those cheap.
My daughter-in-law wants to do crossbow.
Yeah, I want to get one of those cheap, simpler ones from Amazon. That's like $190 or something, and practice while we're here because I don't have to worry about hitting something without eating it.
That'd be fun, that's sure.
If I'm at my dad's place, you have to make sure you hit the target or at least a tree.
Right, Kelly? I mean, so I started shooting when I was 6. we would go to my grandparents' house in Illinois, and my grandpa signed us up for the range, and we would go to the range. We took these little classes, and the guy there was like, girls usually pick it up really fast and shoot really well really quickly, where guys usually stick with it longer, and so they develop really good skills after a period of time. But
Yeah.
Victor was a natural, and he was shooting at 10, a 22, and depopulating our area of coyotes with a
Yeah.
little 22, and he was dead aim. So
I had a lot of fun with the archery. The
Caitlin did archery in school, and so she's done it, and so she wants to do it again here. They were talking about that, which was really cool.
I like to give it a try.
Yeah.
I did archery like at a hunting range was the first time I did it, and I did amazing. And then I did archery in high school my sophomore year, and their bows suck. It was fun, don't get me wrong.
My mom did archery in school too. They in her school when she was in high
Nice.
school, they did archery. They had such better elective classes
They totally do.
back
And
in
I
the
love
day.
Anacortes.
Anacortes had the best I've ever seen of elective classes. Like they did it. They had welding. They had like all the stuff.
Ceramics,
Ceramics.
painting,
Yeah.
woodwork,
Photography.
home sewing. That was also a club too. You name it, they had it.
I definitely want to set up the
Mine is
target
anything
archery. I
related
think I
to
would really
farming.
like it. And my mom's school was like that too. Like they did all the things when she was in school. My school, not so much. She had 4-H, and then there was a mechanics class.
That was OMAC.
It was like, this is dumb.
Yeah, OMAC had 4-H, FFA,
Yeah.
woodwork, pre-vet med.
Oh, KJ's had really good ones. Senior year archery, bowling, gold, badminton. Badminton, we had badminton in mine in Arizona.
Yeah. Our PE made us try all sorts of sports to see what kids would like and see who would want to start that club.
Yeah.
So, that was pretty good.
All right, it's 6 o'clock. We're gonna have to go because I do have to feed this baby. He is letting me know that he wants to eat. So thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We'll see you later. If you're not on my Cuz We Can Facebook, I'm posting lots of shorts over there, trying to grow that, and it is going to be a source of income. It's supposed to do really well. So working on that, and it's kind of fun. The shorts are a lot of fun. They're super simple to do.
Sorry, I laughed. I just saw my cat walk across her RV like he owned it.
He does think he owns it. All right, you guys. See you later. Have a fantastic week.
No!